Good evening, students. Welcome to another video lecture with Mr. Kinnett. What we're about to learn today is our rules for multiplying integers. And I've stuck in dividing integers in here because as we've begun to learn in class, there are actually only rules for addition and multiplication. And they apply to each of those worlds. So go ahead and pause here and copy down what you see. All right, welcome back. So our lesson today, we're focusing on how to multiply and divide integers. And our essential question is, when multiplying and dividing integers, how do we find the sign of the product or quotient? So I want you to start paying attention. Just like when we had adding with same signs, there was not 3 steps, but there was a step 1a and a step 1b. So it's either or here. It's very similar to that last lesson. So you either have same signs math or you have different signs math. So let's go ahead and start with how to multiply same signs. And remember, these rules only work in the world of multiplication. Also extends to division. But these rules would never be applied to addition or subtraction. And that's where a lot of confusion actually happens. Students start mixing in rules they've learned for multiplying, and they try and do it when adding. Or they learn things when adding, and they try to do it when multiplying. And we are recognizing that those worlds are always separate. So in number 1a, it says, anytime the 2 integers are same signs, we create a positive. So in example 1a, you'll notice we have -8 times -2. Well, those things are same signs, so our answer has to be a positive. And 8 times 2 is 16. So our answer is 16. Then you have the rules for different signs. If 2 integers have different signs, the product or quotient is always a negative. So in this example 1b here, we have 17 times -5. Well, that's a single negative. So we're going to have a negative answer. And I'm going to have to do 17 times 5 on the side as well, because I don't have all these things memorized. So we end up with -85. Many of you will ask what we start doing if there's 2 or 3 or 4 numbers, and the key is we do math one step at a time, and we always focus on the first 2. So if you have 3 numbers to multiply, like we'll see in some future examples, we'll apply it from left to right, doing it 2 numbers at a time. Or we may sometimes sneak in some properties we learned from chapter 1 to make our math a little more efficient. So let's keep on moving ahead here. I'm going to actually show you 2 slides ahead and then have you pause down and copy down what you see. Please make sure to realize that when we go over these problems in class, and I do want to go over these problems in class, leave space after each problem. If you're not leaving space, there's going to be a point where Mr. Kinnett's going to start making you redo the note so that you do have space. So leave space after each problem so that you can have room to evaluate these afterwards. So go ahead and pause here and copy down what you see. Okay, welcome back. So we're going to do problem 1 right now, and then we're probably going to save 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth for class. But I like to get at least one model in before I go on in the video lecture. So first, let's start with number 1. What property in math are we going to use again, because again, it's the most used property in math probably, before we can even start to evaluate this? Yeah, you're right, it's substitution. And what do I want you to leave empty anytime we use the substitution property? Yeah, empty parentheses. So on our next line, we're going to write -8, empty parentheses where the y would be, a plus, and empty parentheses where the c would be. Then we substitute into those. So we're going to put a -3 in for y, and we're going to put a +2 in for c. And now that we substituted, this is just the order of, yeah, you're right, if you screamed out operations, you got it. So let's just look at our previous slide so we can evaluate this problem. So, do we have any grouping symbols? Yep. Do we have anything to do inside of the grouping symbols? No. So we move on to the next part of the order of ops. Do we have any powers? No. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes. Are we multiplying same signs or are we multiplying different signs? Remember, read your steps before you evaluate or come to an answer. But you're right if you read 1a and saw that these were same signs, so a negative and a negative is a positive, and 8 times 3 is 24. And we bring everything else straight down. 24 plus 2 is 26, and that is our solution. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do 2, 3, and 4 in class. I believe, let me just check one more. Yep. So I'm going to pause here, and we're going to have you copy down 5 and 6 as well. And again, I'm actually going to leave these to be done in class. So go ahead and copy down 5 and 6. Pause here. Okay, welcome back. So again, leave these for class. Now, our very last concept in 2.4.25, and again, I combined 2 lessons, so this note you may notice is a little bit longer, is we're going to have to talk about mean and what mean actually means. So what is a synonym for mean? So you should start thinking to yourself, what is a synonym for mean? Because that is a reflection question we're going to have. If I can learn to type. Awesome. So that is our last slide of 2.4.25, and we're going to evaluate mean problems in class, as well as examples 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I hope you had a wonderful video lecture with Mr. Canet, and I can't wait to see you in class soon. Remember, if you have any questions, put them in the question columns, because these are great places to add information for studying and help yourself to get better. Remember, this is for you to learn the material. I had a wonderful time. Thank you all so much, students. See you soon.